I'm giving one brutal punishment to every Premier League club. Some of these are going to be so harsh that they might have to sell their entire squad just to survive. Now we'll start with Bournemouth, and looks like this is their team for the season, and I feel like they've suffered quite a bit already. Real Madrid stole Dean Howson, Liverpool took away Milos Kerkez, but it's about to get worse because we've got the Wheel of Punishments. For every Premier League club, we're going to be spinning this, and trust me, whatever punishment each club gets, it's going to be horrible. Let's start with Bournemouth and see what they're going to have to deal with. Oh my days. 0 finishing on all players. I told you these punishments are brutal. Look at Evanilson. He lost 15 overalls because his finishing is now down to just 1. Yeah, we can't give him 0. Like 1 is the lowest. But yeah, every player in this team has now got 1 finishing. I'm actually curious how many goals are Bournemouth going to get in the Premier League with this. But you know what? As crazy as it sounds, I don't think this punishment is as bad. They've still got some high-rated players. In fact, they could even still be contenders to win the league because that's how brutal some of the other punishments are. We're heading to Arsenal next. And yep, these guys have strengthened their team this season. Gyökeres coming in, Zubimendi. But this punishment could really end up giving Mikel Arteta nightmares. And it definitely will. Release all players valued more than 50 million. That is going to be pretty much Arsenal's entire first 11, I think. I actually can't believe this. Saka, gone. Odegaard, gone. Saliba as well. Even new signing Victor Gyökeres. Bro's had like a couple of training sessions and now he's getting released. Declan Rice as well, gone. Gabriel too. Okay, Arsenal are lucky they get to keep Raya. His value is below 50 mil. They do get to keep the likes of Martinelli and Merino. To be honest, despite that Arsenal can field a good team, they've got Madueke, King Kai Havertz up top. There's Lewis Skelly. Not bad at all. I have a feeling Arsenal might be contenders now to win this challenge because they've managed this punishment really well. But what about Aston Villa? What is their punishment going to be? By the way, to spice things up, not every challenge in the wheel is a punishment. There are 3 golden tickets that actually have some decent boosts. Gonna be interesting to see which Premier League clubs get lucky, but I don't think Aston Villa is getting lucky. Release all goalkeepers. If there was one club that didn't want this punishment, it was probably Villa because their best player is Emi Martinez. But not anymore. He's gone. And so is Robin Olsen. They're literally not going to have a goalkeeper now. Tyron Mings was legit their tallest player, so I just made him a goalkeeper. Bro, he's 17 overall. I guess we know now which team is primed to get relegated. It ain't looking good for Brentford either because they've got to release all of their English players. Bro, I think Brentford might have too many English players. We might not even have a squad if we're forced to do this. Well, okay, Brentford's 2 best players are not English. Okay, I didn't know Jordan Henderson played for them. Well, not anymore because he's gone. But you know what? This challenge might not really hurt Brentford all that much because they seemingly don't have too many English players. There's a few good ones like Lewis Potter, Ben Mee as well. Not gonna lie, Brentford have dealt with this punishment like a champ. Their team is still pretty decent. They're definitely in way better shape compared to Aston Villa. Off we go to Brighton next. And this is a club that already deals with its best players leaving to join other bigger Premier League clubs. Is the punishment going to make things worse for it? Instead, no, they get the first golden ticket. Sign the highest rated goalkeeper in the game. This is actually mental because Brighton have just hit the jackpot. Thibaut Courtois is going to be joining them this season. To be fair, I feel like Brighton deserves this golden ticket. We don't want to see them get punished even more. But this kind of makes them one of the favorites to win the challenge. Because even apart from Courtois, they do have some really good players all round. Plus, we saw what happened to Arsenal. And the punishments could be worse for clubs like Liverpool and City. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be super interesting to see which team ends up winning this challenge. But yeah, Brighton are now definitely front runners. We've got Burnley next. And I'm looking at their squad and I just don't want to even give them a punishment. Because look at how bad their team already is. Bro, they've got a 68 rated goalkeeper. They're anyway going to get relegated. Unless they maybe get lucky with the golden ticket. There's still a couple of them left. But instead, all of their experienced players are going to get binned. No players above 30 years old. And oh yeah, they have quite a few 30-plus-year-olds. Kyle Walker, their new big signing, he's gone. So is Ashley Barnes. Players like John Joe Shelby, Nathan Redmond, probably players they were trying to build the team around. I think with this punishment, this Burnley team is pretty much guaranteed to get relegated. But again, they still have hope because you never know how bad the punishments could get. And now we're moving on to possibly a contender for the Premier League title, Chelsea. Okay, why do Chelsea have so many freaking players? They could literally build out like 3 starting 11s. I mean, to be fair, they have spent more than £1 billion over the last few seasons, so fair enough. And you know what? That might put them in a really good place to deal with any punishment. Ooh, but this is a rough one to get. Swap your 5 highest rated players with championship players. I knew in this challenge there was no way Chelsea were going to get to keep Cole Palmer. He's their highest rated player. And now we're going to have to swap him with the cam from the championship. The best one I found was Bilal El Khanous of Leicester City. Bro, I can't believe I'm doing a swap deal like this. Absolutely wild. And there you go. Cole Palmer has been swapped out for El Khanous. But we're not done yet. That's right. We've swapped out the remaining 4 highest rated players at Chelsea for championship players. But you know what? Maybe Todd Bowley was preparing for this punishment. Because even after losing Palmer, Enzo, Caicedo, the team looks still decent. All those championship players don't even get into the first 11. I think Chelsea have taken this punishment really well. We've now got Crystal Palace. And funnily enough, these guys got punished in real life. You see, they won the FA Cup. On merit, they qualified for the Europa League. But because their club owner literally owns both Palace and Lyon, due to some weird UEFA rule, they're not allowed to compete and they got kicked out to the Conference League. I find that so freaking unfair. Maybe just for that reason, the wheel is going to be kind. Hand over a golden ticket, but nope. The entire bench and reserves of Palace is going to be 1 rated. And okay, I've just made every player on the Palace bench and reserves 1 overall. I guess Palace should be happy they don't have to play Europa League football this season, because they're going to have no squad depth to compete. I'm actually curious though, since their first 11 is still decent, will they actually be contenders? Because they've got an 80 rated keeper, Mateta, Eze and all. I guess we'll find out just how important squad depth really is. We've got Everton next. Every starting 11 player is 4 feet tall. Wait, is this even possible? And no way, it actually worked. Look at Beto. I couldn't get him to be 4 feet, but 4'3" is still pretty short. Nah, man, this is actually jokes. These kids are taller than the Everton players, bro. Oh my days, I think we've got our contender on who's gonna be relegated. Bro, this is like having an under 12 team play the senior team. Not a corner, man. Who's gonna be winning a header from a corner? Bigfoot couldn't even do a thing. He's too tiny. You know who's excited looking at this Everton team? Lamine Yamal. He's probably gonna call these boys for his 19th birthday party. Let's move on now to our next club, which is gonna be Fulham. Now, there is still a couple of golden tickets left, but Fulham aren't getting that. No players under 23. You know what? I think Fulham have survived. They literally have like 5 players under 23 and they're all rubbish. Yep, we're gonna release them and this ain't gonna hurt them. Bro, Fulham just got so lucky. They basically get to keep their entire starting 11. And wait a minute, the next club's got an insanely lucky because it's a golden ticket. Sign Lamine Yamal. What? And no way it's Leeds United. This feels like a punishment to Lamine Yamal, but Leeds have completely lucked out, man. And not gonna lie, Leeds needed this golden ticket more than anyone else because look at the rest of their team. With Yamal now, I'm thinking, do they actually have a chance to win the Premier League? I think it'll depend on what kind of punishments do the likes of City, Liverpool, Man United get. And I guess we're finding out now because it's Liverpool next. And you know what? This Liverpool team with the likes of Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkes is the new signings. No Isaac yet. That deal hasn't gone through. But still, I feel like this Liverpool team is going to need a brutal punishment. Otherwise, they're going to walk the Premier League. And since we got the golden ticket last time, you know this is going to be bad. But this bad? No foreign players? Bro, Liverpool barely have any English players. Are they going to even have a squad after this? Okay, guys, Liverpool are getting crushed because there goes Salah, Van Dijk, Florian Wirtz. All the new signings just gone. Bro, their highest rated player now is Joe Gomez. And of course, Curtis Jones as well. They've lost pretty much their entire starting 11. Bro, I think we're going to have to promote some academy players to fill up the squad. Bro, look at what's happened to this Liverpool team. This might be the most brutal punishment so far. And of course, it had to land on Liverpool. Bro, they're out of the Premier League title race easily. In this video, we're going to get a completely random Premier League winner. And I can't wait to see who it's going to be. So make sure you stick around to the end. With Liverpool basically out of the title race, let's see how things are going to be for Man City. Of course, man, it had to be about FFP for City. Must generate 500 million in player sales. Well, that definitely means Erling Haaland, Rodri, Phil Foden. Pretty much all the big players City have, they're going to have to be sold. And yup, we did it. We literally accepted every single offer that came for City players. Haaland, Foden, all of them gone. And this is the team they're left with. And to be fair, somehow they were still able to keep Rodri. There's Renders as well, Mamouche. That Man City team is not bad at all. Bro, despite this punishment, I have a feeling like they might be the ones that win the Premier League. Because they've even got crazy depth as well. Fair enough, City. But what about their neighbors, Manchester United? What is the punishment going to be? And player ratings are flipped. I don't think this is going to be a good one. Because look at Manchester United's new signing, Benjamin Sesko. His overall is 81. But we've got to flip his overall, so now he's 18 rated. United. But hang on, this actually works in favor of some players like Anthony. And no way, he's actually become the Brazilian GOAT, 97 overall. Wait a minute, Manchester United now have a 96 rated goalkeeper. Kobe Mainoo's 87. This Collier guy is now 96. Even Ahmad is 97. They've got Xerxes up top who's high rated. Okay, and the defense, Leach has 48. And oh my days, the bench has been cooked. They've got Mazraoui and Dalot at an 18 overall. New signings Mbuemo and Cunha have been destroyed. But you know what? The high-rated players they have might actually give Man United a chance. Bro, I think this rating flip thing has benefited Man United. I think they might be the favorites to win the Premier League now. We've got Newcastle next. And what is their punishment gonna be? Every player has 0 pace. But you know what? 0 pace doesn't seem all that bad. Nick Pope is still 82. Okay, yeah, the defense has lost overalls. Oh, the fullbacks have been crushed now with 0 pace. Isaac has dropped to 72. And I don't know how he'll score now that he can't run. Elanga and Barnes as well have been cooked. It ain't looking good for Newcastle. Now, let's see what's in store for Nottingham Forest. Release all attackers. You know what? With the kind of punishments we've seen so far, this isn't that bad. They're definitely going to struggle for goals, but they've got a solid defense and a midfield. They're definitely in a better situation compared to like Liverpool. We've got Sunderland next. And by the way, there is still 1 golden ticket left, but it's not coming to Sunderland. Transfer your top 3 players to your biggest rival. And no way for Sunderland, that would be their new signing, Granit Xhaka, Renildo as well, Adingra too. And hilariously enough, this is going to give Newcastle a fighting chance because they now have a few players that can actually run. But yo, this has definitely been a brutal challenge for Sunderland, having to see their top 3 players go to Newcastle. And yeah, without them, this team looks horrible. Like, I still feel like they could get relegated. But let's keep it moving. We've got Spurs next. And yo, Spurs getting the golden ticket might make them so OP, and I freaking knew it. It had to be Spurs. Boost every player to max potential. Okay, I've just put every player at Spurs here at their max potential. Bergvall is 87, Mikey Moore 86, Archie Gray 87 too. Nah, bro, this Spurs team is actually legit. I mean, it would be the most Spurs thing that after getting a golden ticket, avoiding a punishment, that they of course don't win the league. I'm now actually really curious to see if they end up bottling it. And if you guys are as well, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned to the end of the video. We got just 2 clubs left, and the next one is West Ham. But West Ham is absolutely cooked. Entire first 11 has torn their ACL. Bro, the West Ham medical team is wondering what on earth just happened. The entire first 11 down with ACL injuries. Now, they better have some decent players in the bench and reserves because they're going to have to come through. I'm actually more curious to see which clubs get relegated. That way we'll know which was the worst punishments. But we still got one last Premier League club, and it's Wolves. And there's only 1 punishment left, and every player is 100 years old. Wait, is this even possible in career mode? Bro, how have I not broken career mode yet? Every player is 100 years old. In fact, Bueno's gone 1 over. He's 101. I'm wondering, what is this going to do in game? Are these players all going to just completely fall off in their overall? Are they just going to instantly retire? Because no way can they play football at the age of 100. But anyways, boys, we've given every Premier League club 1 brutal punishment. And now it's time to see who can fight through this and somehow come out on top. And no way Liverpool got relegated. I'm not surprised they lost most of their best players. Sunderland and Nottingham Forest joining them. Oh, and I feel bad for Sunderland because they gave their best players to Newcastle. And that's probably what kept them up. Can't believe Newcastle avoided the drop without players that can run. Okay, how is a 100-year-old team Wolves avoided relegation? Like, what? Oh, that's because the game is glitched. I think if you have players above the age of 40, no matter what happens, they don't go down in their overall. None of our players lost ratings here at Wolves. That is just hilarious. We had a bunch of 100-year-old players balling out in the Premier League. By the way, look at Leeds United getting a 6th place finish. And that was definitely all Lamine Yamal. He was top assister. Looks like apart from Liverpool, we've got the usual teams finishing above. But wait a minute, Spurs in 4th? After getting a golden ticket? Nah, bro, that is just Spurs being Spurs. Who won the Premier League then? We got Man City in 3rd. They, of course, lost 500 million worth of players, so not surprising. Who's going to be in number 2? Arsenal. Wait a minute. That means it's Manchester United who won the league. How? They had like a 48 rated centre-back and whatnot. But I guess having those crazy 90-plus rated players, that clutched up for them. And also, I guess, Joshua Xerxes. 33 goals from him. I guess flipping his overall kind of changed his life. Honestly, that was definitely unexpected. Now, if you enjoyed this experiment and maybe want me to give one brutal punishment to every La Liga club, I need y'all to subscribe to the channel. And also, if you enjoyed this video, watch me build a team with only ex-teammates. Click here.